Welcome, welcome, lords and ladies of the BSU Tonight Court. I would like you to give a warm welcome to our next guest, Carl Doninger from Indy Pop Con. Now, Carl, I cosplayed today, which I'm told is the thing to do at a convention.
This is all you've ever been wearing.
Yeah, this is actually some of my personal attire, but I call this Jon Snow White from the HBO series Game of Thrones.
You missed the Disney part of that.
Yes, that's true, but we can't actually say that on air because just
I can.
Oh, that's true. So you're one of the heads of Indy Pop Con, and I'm just gonna put the sword down because I feel like I'm threatening you right now. But so you're one of the. Just ignore that. You're one of the creators, yes, because Indy Pop Con didn't exist before you guys came along. Correct?
That is correct. We're the first pop con in the nation. We're essentially a Comic-Con blown to all sorts of proportions, and we wanted to not use a trademark name like everybody else in the country does, so we came up with something ourselves and came up with PopCon.
That's pretty smart. So it's PopCon also because it's not, like you said, it's not Comic-Con, it's PopCon because it's about all of pop culture.
All pop culture.
So you guys reach out into, like I'm sure
No Kardashians.
No Kardashians?
I promise.
Okay. You know, I kind of look like a Kardashian myself right now. At least I think I do. I understand there's a difference of opinion there. So you guys started PopCon. Did you start it explicitly because you wanted PopCon to be a place that was different and that was more open, or did you just want to bring a convention to Indy and that's kind of where it came from?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a much longer story than this, but I wanted to create another gaming convention 6 months out from what Gen Con provides with the tabletop gaming every August. And then I met up with somebody that wanted to start a full-blown Comic-Con, and we merged two ideas, and we're neither of those things, and we've grown into something much more, so it's great.
That's pretty cool, though. So, but board games, that was like what got you into
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's a pretty cool thing, board games. I can talk about being cool as the way I'm dressed. So I'm assuming at the board game cons you don't dress up. Do you guys dress up at those as much? Because I know, like, obviously I'm dressed up as a character from a movie, but do you dress as like the Monopoly Man, or?
Any convention that draws in the geeks they'll have cosplay. No one would even bat an eye at you right now.
Oh, that's actually wonderful to hear. Do you have a favorite cosplay you've ever seen, like someone who just took it way too extreme, or put a lot of money into it?
It's difficult. There's so much talent out there in the cosplay world that people that make their own stuff they spend all their own money just to be seen for a few days a year. So it's just amazing. They spend thousands of dollars, travel all over the country for this stuff. So I've seen somebody dressed as Smaug from
like the dragon
from Hobbit. She hand sewed every scale onto her outfit, and I've seen I think at least a 10-foot tall Sauron. And I'm picking Lord of the Rings, but we had a 20-foot tall Canadian Yeti that walked on. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff, and that's just PopCon. So
is that like your thing? Do you like to dress up as well, or are you just kind of an observer?
I am dressed up right now.
Oh,
this is it.
So
I play a person that runs a con.
Okay, that makes sense, because so you're on your average day, you're actually dressed up like a 10-foot tall Sauron, and this is your cosplay.
That's right.
Okay, that's really interesting.
I lose 4 feet in lighting like this.
If anything, that's more impressive than gaining the 4 feet.
If you say so.
So you said like Gen Con was kind of what got you into that, and Gen Con is a board game convention. So were you always kind of like a D&D nerd growing up?
I wasn't, and actually until I was an adult, till I played Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. Yeah, so I started playing Monopoly in life like everybody else does, and I grew into much more complicated games. So.
I don't know, Monopoly can be pretty difficult. At least when I play it, I usually
that's
lose.
right, this is Ball State.
That hurt, but I can't argue it. Sorry, that stung a little bit to the core. I completely lost my train of thought there. You ever just get like someone insults you and it just takes you like, wow, they think that of me? I never expected to be insulted today. No, but so you get at these cons, you get a lot of interesting guests, and I know that you guys have your own podcast where you've kind of made some waves by announcing these guests, and everyone's really excited. Do you just kind of organize that, or do you get to like hang out with some of these people as well?
Well, I rarely get to meet them. It's I'm so busy over the weekend that I haven't actually got to meet a lot of the guests. But I can't say that I haven't met some of them. But it's really for the fans. Everything that we're putting together, we're fans. We're putting it on for the fans. We want the fans to have those interactions. We're not doing it for ourselves. So.
That's another cool part about it is the fact that this is all for people who are just fans of stuff. Like none of these people, it's their jobs. So do you notice that overall these tend to be like these actors? Do they tend to have fun at these cons, or is this more just like a stop for them on their job?
We've been very fortunate. The people that we've brought in as guests have just had a great time. Most of them have never been to Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is a great city, believe it or not.
City of Lights.
Yeah.
Almost.
Right. Circle of Lights. I don't know. Yeah, that's only for Christmas. But they've called Indianapolis the Paris of the Midwest because of our canal system, and it's weird compliments that we've gotten in. They're able to walk around the streets with no one recognizing them, which is fantastic because they get recognized everywhere. But no one's expecting to see them in Indianapolis, and they love that.
Yeah, I mean, every time I go walking through Indianapolis, I think I'm going to run into dozens of celebrities. It's just this city of celebrities to me. We actually, speaking of Indiana, we actually have a local from town who he wanted to ask you some questions himself, and we figured it'd be unfair for me to get to ask all these questions and our audience members not to get to participate. So let's take it to the floor for some audience questions real quick.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Daniel. I was just wondering, sir, you keep talking about this Indy popcorn. I was wondering, do you sell cheese popcorn at this convention?
We usually only sell caramel corn, but sometimes we do sprinkle some of that cheddar in there.
All right, that is satisfactory. Thank you.
It's funny that when we first started PopCon, and actually still, but we've been fighting that popcorn name so hard.
Do people ever actually?
And there's a local company in Indianapolis that I want to bring in that is called Just Pop In, and they make amazing different flavored popcorns like that. And so I think we're going to start embracing it instead of fighting against it.
It seems like you guys have like a marketing campaign already pre-built for you. It just makes sense. So we actually have another guest here, not a guest, an audience member who'd like to ask our guest a question. So why don't we send it back out to the audience? Or the audience will come to us, I guess.
That's my resume. I know there's nothing on it right now, but I'm very interested in being one of your professional drinkers at the PopCon, and I'm just going to show you what I've got.
She's still going.
Thank you.
I actually was really impressed by that.
Yeah, I love it. She's not kidding. It's impressive. The lines are clearly delineated on there.
Yeah, that seems very loose. So obviously, she seemed to have the wrong idea about what PopCon was. But with you guys being such like a general kind of convention, is there who's the weirdest person you've had, or not weirdest, I should say, but the least expected person you'd expect to be at a convention?
There's this one guy that came in, and he just was playing the most beautiful set of bagpipes, and he just comes every year, and I don't know where he comes from. It's just like he just pops up. But you'll see him again this year if you come down to PopCon.
So is he like a regular who shows up cosplays as a bagpiper, or does he have like a booth where it's just him?
No booth. He just walks around, just plays his bagpipes anywhere he wants to go.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So before we let you go here, it looks like we have one more question from the audience. Someone who wants to come up and ask you something. Let's hope he understands what the convention is.
Yeah, I think I got a good understanding of it here, Billy. Do I have?
Oh no.
Okay.
No,
Okay, good. Well,
I just know things about you.
Yeah, well, good. That actually might really help out where I'm going here with this, because I was hoping that, you get asked a lot of questions, obviously, and these fools are asking silly ones. But I was hoping for maybe some medical advice because I've been having some irregular, just kind of bowel movements. And I looked online, and WebMD said that if it, you should try it, and if it tastes bitter, then that means... I was wondering if you could, try some for me and tell me if you think that it's bitter or not.
No, I think you're actually safe with that.
You think so?
Yeah, just go for it.
Man, no doctor told me that. Thank you so much.
You got it.
It sounds like you actually... Wow, that was some surprisingly sound medical advice coming from a convention manager. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for Carl Doninger from Indy Pop Con. We'll be right back after the break.